Good evening, and welcome to Election Night in America 2024. After a long and tumultuous election season, Joe Biden will now take on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for the presidency of the United States. Joe Biden, the incumbent president, if he is reelected, he'll be the oldest president to ever be reelected in American history, 8 years older than Ronald Reagan, who was reelected in 1984. As for Ron DeSantis, he would be the first ever president to be born in the state of Florida, so both candidates here would make history if they were to win 270 electoral votes tonight. It is now 7 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we have our first poll closings of the night, with polls closing in the states of Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Virginia, and Vermont. The state of Georgia at 16 electoral votes is currently too early to call. This would say that Joe Biden flipped in 2020. In this state, the state neighboring the state of Florida, is a must-win state for Governor Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis cannot win this election without winning the state of Georgia, which would say that Joe Biden won in 2020. In the state of Indiana, 11 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner of the state of Indiana, and it's 11 electoral votes, the home state of former Vice President Mike Pence. And in the state of Kentucky, 8 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis, a solid victory here in the state of Kentucky, the home state of Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader. And then in the state of South Carolina, 9 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis will easily win in the state of South Carolina, and it's 9 electoral votes. However, in the state of Virginia, 13 electoral votes. We can project Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the projected winner in the state of Virginia, and winning its 13 electoral votes. And finally, the state of Vermont, 3 electoral votes. The home state of Senator Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden is the projected winner of the state of Vermont, and it's 3 electoral votes. And now taking a look at our electoral map, Joe Biden stands at 16 electoral votes behind Ron DeSantis with 28 electoral votes after the first poll closings of the night, with Georgia a state we are still unable to call at this moment in time. It is now 7:30 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we have 3 calls to make from the states of North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia. In the state of North Carolina, it is currently too close to call. Joe Biden with 58.9% of the vote to Ron DeSantis with 38.2%. It's still very, very early here. It's 16 electoral votes is too close to call from the state of North Carolina. And in the state of Ohio, 17 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis does lead over Joe Biden. This state is also currently too close to call, but Ron DeSantis has a pretty healthy lead right now over the incumbent president in a state that Donald Trump won both in 2016 and 2020. And finally, the state of West Virginia, 4 electoral votes. Not surprising at all, Ron DeSantis will destroy Joe Biden in the state of West Virginia, winning every single one of its counties. The state of West Virginia will go to Governor Ron DeSantis. And now Joe Biden still at 16 electoral votes to Ron DeSantis at 32 electoral votes after the second poll closings of the night. It is now 8 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we have the largest poll closing of the night, with polls closing statewide in the states of Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, the District of Columbia, Florida, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Tennessee. The largest poll closing of the night, where there are 170 electoral votes up for grabs from these states to fight for between Joe Biden and Ron DeSantis. Starting off with the state of Alabama, 8 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner in the state of Alabama, winning its 8 electoral votes. This state used to have 9 electoral votes in the 2020 presidential election. This was the only state in the Sun Belt to lose electoral votes after the 2020 census. Joe Biden will carry the state of Connecticut and its 7 electoral votes as a win for the incumbent president in Connecticut. No surprises here. Joe Biden wins Connecticut at its 7 electoral votes. He is also the projected winner in his home state, the state of Delaware, 3 electoral votes. Joe Biden served as a senator from the state for 36 years before becoming the vice president to President Obama. So Joe Biden, the projected winner of the state of Delaware, and its 3 electoral votes. And in the District of Columbia, the nation's capital, Joe Biden is the projected winner. No surprises here, winning over 90% of the vote in the District of Columbia. It's 3 electoral votes. Joe Biden, the projected winner. In the state of Florida, 31 electoral votes is currently too early to call between Joe Biden and Ron DeSantis. This is a state in which Ron DeSantis has a pretty big advantage, and he is the governor of the state and was just reelected in 2022. So this is a state in which Ron DeSantis definitely has the advantage in, but currently in the state of Florida, it is too early to call between incumbent President Joe Biden and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The state of Illinois, 19 electoral votes, a state in which Barack Obama served as a senator from before becoming the president of the United States. Joe Biden is the projected winner of the state of Illinois. And in the state of Maine, 3 out of its 4 split electoral votes will go to Joe Biden winning the 1st district as well as Maine's at-large vote. However, in the 2nd district of Maine, this will go to Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner of Maine's 2nd congressional district, winning its 1 electoral vote. Instead of Maryland, 10 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the projected winner of the state of Maryland. By a pretty solid margin, this state will go to Joe Biden. State of Maryland's 10 electoral votes, Joe Biden, the projected winner. Massachusetts as well, 11 electoral votes. This is the home state of Senator Elizabeth Warren, who did pretty well in the 2020 presidential election primary for the Democratic Party. Joe Biden will win her home state, and it's 11 electoral votes, winning every single county in the most liberal state in the country. The state of Mississippi, 6 electoral votes will also go to Ron DeSantis, although you do see a lot of blue on that map. The state of Mississippi will go to Ron DeSantis by a very solid margin, another state in the deep south in which Ron DeSantis will carry very easily. Ron DeSantis wins the state of Mississippi, and it's 6 electoral votes. The state of Missouri, 10 electoral votes. This state used to be a swing state, used to be a bellwether state. However, this state is now redder than ever. Ron DeSantis will win in the state of Missouri, winning its 10 electoral votes. And the state of New Hampshire, 4 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner in the state of New Hampshire. The state of New Jersey as well, 14 electoral votes will also go to the incumbent president. Joe Biden will carry the state of New Jersey at its 14 electoral votes. The state of Oklahoma, 7 electoral votes, a very solid victory here for Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis winning every single county in the state of Oklahoma, and it's 7 electoral votes. The state of Pennsylvania, 19 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is currently leading over Joe Biden, but this state is currently too close to call. This was the state in which Joe Biden was born in the state of Pennsylvania. It's 19 electoral votes. It is currently too close to call between Governor DeSantis and President Biden. The state of Rhode Island, 3 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. And finally, in the state of Tennessee, the home state of Al Gore, its 11 electoral votes will go to Governor Ron DeSantis. And after the largest poll closing of the night, Joe Biden has taken the lead with 93 electoral votes to Ron DeSantis with 75 electoral votes after, again, the largest poll closing of the night. It is now 8:30 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we have a poll closing from the state of Arkansas. And no surprises here, the state of Arkansas we can project will go to Ron DeSantis. Its 6 electoral votes will go to the governor of Florida. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner in the state of Arkansas. And this puts Ron DeSantis up at 81 electoral votes to Joe Biden still at 93 electoral votes after that one poll closing in the state of Arkansas. It is now 9 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we have our second largest poll closing of the night by far, with polls closing statewide in the states of Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. In the state of Arizona, a state that Joe Biden was able to flip in 2020 for the first time since 1996, the state of Arizona's 12 electoral votes is currently too early to call between Joe Biden and Ron DeSantis. Again, this is another must-win state for Ron DeSantis, but it would be a very good sign for Joe Biden if he were able to hold on to this state that he won 4 years ago. The state of Colorado, 10 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. He is expected to win the state by a larger margin than ever for the Democrats in over 6 decades. So Joe Biden is the projected winner in the state of Colorado, and its 10 electoral votes very easily will go to the incumbent president. In the state of Kansas, 6 electoral votes. The center of the country, Ron DeSantis will win the state of Kansas, and it's 6 electoral votes, carrying almost every single county in the state. 6 electoral votes, very solid for Governor DeSantis. And in the state of Louisiana, 8 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner. Another deep southern state will go red in 2024. It's 8 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner. And the state of Michigan is currently too close to call. 15 electoral votes up for grabs here, one lower than 16 from 2020. However, Joe Biden does maintain a very, very slight lead over Ron DeSantis. He leads by just 239 votes when there were almost 5 million votes having been cast already. So the state of Michigan, a very close race here between Joe Biden and Ron DeSantis. In the state of Minnesota, 9 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. Joe Biden wins the state of Minnesota at its 9 electoral votes. In the state of Nebraska, 4 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis will win 4 out of its 5 split electoral votes. Ron DeSantis winning the 1st and 3rd congressional districts, as well as the vote at large here. The 2nd congressional district, however, will go to Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the projected winner of the 2nd congressional district of the state of Nebraska, winning its 1 split electoral vote. This was a district that he was able to flip for the first time in decades for the Democratic Party in 2020, and now in 2024, he will continue to hold on to the 2nd district of Nebraska. The state of New Mexico, 5 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner in the state of New Mexico, winning its 5 electoral votes. Another very strong victory for Joe Biden here after his strong victory in the state of Colorado. And in the state of New York, 28 electoral votes. The Empire State, Joe Biden is the projected winner very easily here in the state of New York. 28 electoral votes will go to the incumbent president. This is a big win for the president tonight. And in the state of North Dakota, 3 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis, the projected winner. And on top of that, the state of South Dakota, of course, will also go to Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis wins in the state of South Dakota, winning its 3 electoral votes. The state of Texas, 41 electoral votes. This is a major projection here. It is currently too close to call, but in the state of Texas, Joe Biden currently leads over Ron DeSantis. At this point, it is looking a little bit difficult for Ron DeSantis for him to carry the state. However, Joe Biden right now leads with 49.9% of the vote in the state of Texas. The state of Wisconsin, another state that is currently too close to call. 10 electoral votes up for grabs here. Joe Biden leads by just 3,979 votes. It is currently neck and neck here in the state of Wisconsin between Joe Biden and Ron DeSantis, and Wisconsin, of course, is currently too close to call. And finally, the state of Wyoming, 3 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis will win the state of Wyoming, and it's 3 electoral votes. This state going to Ron DeSantis by over 40 percentage points we can currently project. And now, after the 2nd largest poll closing of the night, Joe Biden expands his lead. He now leads with 146 electoral votes to Ron DeSantis with 108 electoral votes after, again, the 2nd largest poll closing of the night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It is now 10 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we have 4 states to make projections in. The states of Iowa, Montana, Nevada, and Utah. Out of the state of Iowa, 6 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner. Ron DeSantis, the projected winner in the state of Iowa, winning its 6 electoral votes. And on top of that, state of Montana, 4 electoral votes, although closer than it was in 2020. Ron DeSantis will still win the state of Montana by a pretty solid margin. It's 4 electoral votes now, up from 3 from 2020. Ron DeSantis, the winner of the state of Montana. However, in the state of Nevada, it is currently too early to call. This state took almost a week to project in 2020, but the state of Nevada currently is too early to call. Its 6 electoral votes are very crucial to Joe Biden. He cannot lose this state tonight. And finally, in the state of Utah, 6 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner of the state of Utah, and it's 6 electoral votes. This puts Joe Biden still now at 146 electoral votes, while Ron DeSantis has done some catching up. He is now at 124 electoral votes. This race is getting closer and closer as the map begins to fill up. We can now project at 10:45 p.m. here on the East Coast that Ron DeSantis will win his home state of Florida. This is a major projection. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner in his home state of Florida, winning its 31 electoral votes. Not too surprising here, considering that Donald Trump won the state both times and that Ron DeSantis was the governor. However, this is still a major projection in a typical battleground state. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner in the state of Florida, winning its 31 electoral votes. As well as that, we can project 17 electoral votes, another big win for Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis will win in the state of Ohio, winning its 17 electoral votes for the governor of Florida. It is now 11 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we have projections to make from the West Coast, the states of California, Hawaii, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. Out of the state of California, the home state of Joe Biden's Vice President Kamala Harris, it's 54 electoral votes will go to Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the projected winner in the Golden State. The state of California will go to incumbent President Joe Biden. And in the state of Hawaii, 4 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the projected winner easily here. Although the state is moving more and more to the right as time progresses, Joe Biden is still able to win the state of Hawaii by a very comfortable margin. The state of Idaho, 3 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner. Ron DeSantis will win the state of Idaho, and it's 3 electoral votes, winning almost every single county but 2. And in the state of Oregon, 8 electoral votes, another solid victory for Joe Biden. Although it may not look like it, Joe Biden will win a very solid victory here in the state of Oregon, winning its 8 electoral votes. And finally, the state of Washington, 12 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner of the state of Washington, and it's 12 electoral votes. Joe Biden sweeping the West Coast, as he is now at 224 electoral votes, with Ron DeSantis not too far behind at 176 electoral votes. It is now 11:45 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we can make a major projection from the state of Arizona. It's 12 electoral votes will remain in the Joe Biden column. Joe Biden will keep the state of Arizona, and it's 12 electoral votes. He will also win the state of Nevada, 6 electoral votes, although closer than it was in 2020. Joe Biden is once again the projected winner in the state of Nevada at its 6 electoral votes. We can now project Joe Biden, the projected winner of the state of Nevada, winning the Silver State. And finally, the state of Texas, 41 electoral votes. Although it looked bad for him earlier tonight, Ron DeSantis will win in the state of Texas, winning its 41 electoral votes. A big win for him, winning 41 electoral votes from this former Republican stronghold state. Ron DeSantis will carry the state of Texas and its 41 electoral votes. It is now 1 in the morning here on the East Coast, and we have just one final poll closing, and that is the poll closing from the state of Alaska. In the state of Alaska, Ron DeSantis is the projected winner of the state of Alaska, winning its 3 electoral votes. It is now 2:34 a.m. here on the East Coast, and we can make some major projections. 15 electoral votes from the state of Michigan. Joe Biden will very narrowly carry the state of Michigan, although this state has been flip-flopping quite a bit throughout the night. Joe Biden will very narrowly continue to carry the state of Michigan for the Democratic Party, defeating Governor Ron DeSantis in the crucial battleground state of Michigan. On top of that, he is also the projected winner of the state of North Carolina and its 16 electoral votes. The state of North Carolina and 16 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the projected winner. And this means that we can now project that Joe Biden has been reelected the President of the United States. The 46th president in American history has been reelected to his second term, the oldest president to ever be reelected at the age of 81. So Joe Biden, at this time, 2:35 a.m. on the East Coast, we can project that Joe Biden has been reelected President of the United States, defeating Governor Ron DeSantis in the 2024 presidential election. As you can see, Joe Biden is now at 273 electoral votes, with 3 states still outstanding. Ron DeSantis now only at 220 electoral votes. It is now 3:27 a.m. here on the East Coast, and we can make projections in those final 3 states. 16 electoral votes from the state of Georgia. Joe Biden will continue to carry the state of Georgia and its 16 electoral votes. And on top of that, in the state of Pennsylvania, 19 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner of the state of Pennsylvania, and it's 19 electoral votes. It is now 3:27 a.m. here on the East Coast, and we can project Pennsylvania, the home state of Joe Biden, will once again go to the incumbent president. And finally, in the state of Wisconsin, 10 electoral votes. Very surprising here. Ron DeSantis has been able to flip the state of Wisconsin. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner of the state of Wisconsin, and it's 10 electoral votes. And now our final presidential map here for the 2024 presidential election. Joe Biden will win with 308 electoral votes to Ron DeSantis with 230. Joe Biden wins the state of North Carolina. That is his only flip of the night, while Ron DeSantis was able to flip the state of Wisconsin back for the Republican Party, but still another solid victory for the incumbent president Joe Biden here in the 2024 presidential election.